Hi, and welcome to Java NetBeans Student Database Management System developed using MySQL. Let me show you how this works. If I click on this very table, there we go. You see the details of this particular student, Grace Kings. Grace is meant to be a male. That means the database is wrong. Look in here, that's a male. Gender. So all we can do is we can come in here, change, and come right in here. You see where we have update and get our details updated. There we go. Grace is now female. And at the same time, we can delete whatever record we don't want in here. Supposing we want to delete, let's go for Frank Fletcher. That's Frank Fletcher's details in there. Click on delete. There we go. Confirm if you want to delete Frank details. Yeah. There. The details of Frank gone. The other thing that we can do is we can add new details. In here, let's say the name is Paul Omen. And the address of Paul Omen, Ghostown. And in here is mail. Mobile number, there we go. Mathematics completed. Games, yes. Data science completed. Analysis completed. English, there. And so on. Just enter all of the grades in there. Now that we have all the information of Paul Omen, let's come right here. You see where we have add, click on add. Student record added, click on OK. There. That's the details of Paul Omen. We can also print if we want. So let's hit on print. Click print. And there we go. So let's set up the print. So let's go for landscape. And instead of printing, because I don't have a printer in there, I'm going to select PDF and hit print. There. Printing in progress. Alright, let's give our printed work a name. I'm just going to call it all data and save that straight on the desktop. Save. And let's go straight to the desktop. That is it, Paul's data. Click, double click on that, and there we go. That's Paul's data. So let's go to view and just rotate it. There we go, guys. That is Paul's data. See that, guys? Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Java NetBeans and we put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Java tutorial for student database management system to be developed using Java NetBeans using MySQL. I'm going to start by clicking on this icon there. That's for new, or you can always go to file and just select new. And I'm going to select Java right there and click on next. Alright, I'm going to give it a name. I'll just call it Student DB MySQL. There. And I'm going to just copy that. Uncheck the create main class and click on finish. And let's go to my project here. It's called Student DB MySQL. That is it right there. I'm now going to right click on it and let's select new and we select JFrame form. And in there I'm just going to give it the same name, and where we have the package, give it that same name as well and click on finish. There we go. That is our application right there. I'm now going to right click on it. Let's go straight to the properties, and in there I'm going to change this to 1000 460. That will be the width. The height will be 800. I'm going to get it centered. Check centered and click and close that. Then right click on the frame itself and let's go to where we have set layer. I'm going to select absolute layer. You must do that, guys. Select absolute layer there. Now let's head straight to the palette right here. Click on panel and just drop it right there. Now see this very panel, I'm going to drag it that much and all the way to the edge here. That's fine, and just reduce here. And now let's go to the properties of that very panel. I will now select where we have, I think, properties. Let's go to the border, click on the border. I now want to select, I think, bevel. Set bevel, let's select lowered. There we go, and click on OK, and that is it. It's lowered in. That is fine. You can select whatever you like, but I've just selected lowered. Now the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to copy that same selection of panel. Let's copy, Control C and Control V, paste, drag it that much. Okay, and let's take it right down. Okay, now I'm also going to select another one of this. Let's copy and paste it right in there. Paste in here, and let's change this. Okay, now if you guys notice this destruction on my form, why? Because I was meant to right click and let's select set layer, and I'm going to make that absolute layer. The reason being so that I can paste my object wherever I want, but without that you are sort of like restricted, and the same thing applies to this one as well. Let's make sure it's absolute layer, and this one should be absolute layer as well. And yeah, I think I've done that to this absolute layout. Okay, this very one now, I'm going to change the whole appearance of that. Let's go straight to the border here. And I want to add some lines just around the edge of it. I think I'm going to go for this. And let's change that to about 4, the thickness. Let's change the color to, I'm going to select RGB, and I'm going to change that very color here to cadet blue 5F 9 E A O. Okay, that is it. 5F9 E A O. This an O missing. Yeah, that's it. Click on. Yeah, click on OK, and that's it. You can see the color there. Okay, it's giving me that, so I could have even changed it right here. Okay, that's fine. Now we know. Alright, so that is done. So I'm going to drag this that much and copy, Control C, Control D, paste there. I'm going to need one more of those, really. Just drag it that much. Yeah, that's fine. Now copy and paste. And this that I've just copied and pasted, I'm going to bring that right down. Let's come right here. Hold, drag, drop it here. And just drag it that much. Alright, that is fine. So might as well just add some buttons right here. So select the palette, click. I'm going to need 6 buttons there. Let's bring it that much. Just copy and paste. First thing first, let's change the font size of that very button to, let's go for about maybe 60. We can always change it. I think 60 might be too much. Let's go for 40, maybe 48. Okay, that looks a little bit much better. So I'm going to now just right click on it, change the content on it, so that will be my exit. Alright, just drag it out more. That seems a little bit too large, the font. Okay, let me set it for 36. Alright, just copy, paste. Copy that, paste. That's 2, 4, and another 2 more. There we go. So I have 6 of those there. Yeah, that's fine. We're making changes to that. Right, now up here, let's grab a table there. Where is the table? Table. There we go, that's a table there. Now we're gonna paste that right there. And just drag it that much. And let me go straight to the properties of that very table where we have model. Let's look for, select that. Yeah, there we go, that's it right there. Click and let's change as follows. This, I'm going to call this ID. And the next will be, that will be student. Student ID, and this will be first name. I have surname here. Let's add more. We don't need more of those. This surname should be underneath there. Add more here. We don't need about 16. Change that around and I'll get back to you guys. And there we go, guys. And I've also deleted this. There is 4 in there, so if I click on OK, this is what you will see, but we don't want those 4 rows. So get rid of those 4 rows, just make it 0. We can always increment that as we go along. So that is it. Right, and up here, let me just add a label up there. So let's come right here, label, there's that in there, and change the size of that very label. I'm going to change it to about 60. Yep. And the fonts, let's enter Student Database Management System in there. There we go. Move that there. I think I should make it bold. Where is it? Make that bold. Alright, it's more pronounced. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. I like that. Okay, let's add some labels here and text box as well. Label. And then I'm going to need text field. What else? We need combo. Let's combo box. Combo. You see these 3 objects. Let's change the size to something a bit readable. Make that bold. We can always change it around if we don't want it bold. There we go. And this is going to, I'm going to change this to student ID. And let's get rid of the text content in here. Delete, and that is going to be txt student id anyway. Where is it? Select the, let's change to txt student id. There. Let me copy it across. Let's hold on to the control. Copy, paste. I'm showing the whole process because of those who might be new to Java NetBeans or to Java, so that at least you have a very good idea of what you're doing. Right, that's why I'm showing the whole process. I can always speed that up. For those of you who are experts, you can always speed it up. There's going to be the research chapter for you guys to click on the description area. Alright, so that is going to be for, copy this, let's copy this first, paste, and this will be for the mobile number, paste as well. This is for gender. Right, and right in here I'm going to enter another panel. Let's paste one panel here, one panel, and let's change the appearance of that very panel. Let's go to the border here, and let's change that border to maybe I think beveled, and just lower it as well. Click on OK. Yeah, that's cool. Now hold on to the control, copy, paste, and there we go. Right, now let's copy this, copy and paste. This will be for the subject. You see that line again, so I'm going to have to change that. Right click, set layout, absolute. Okay, so that's disappeared. Let's delete this, copy this. I've already set layer of 1, paste it in there. Okay, now let's copy it again, copy and paste that in there. Right there, so I can paste it anywhere I want now. Back into my design. Yeah. Copy that, paste, copy again, paste. Right there. And I'm going to copy the full, copy and paste it in here. Right, so the interface is coming up, and right here let's change the name of this one to, oh, first thing first, let me change all of these to bold. Change them all to bold. There we go. Right, now the text on this one is going to be Addnew. Right, and change the fonts, BTN Addnew. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others and get back to you guys, but that's how it's done. So this one is going to be print, and let's just speed that up. Okay, I've finished up with the namings of this, so let's take care of these ones too. So I'm going to click on that, and as you can see, I've already entered some data in there. All you just need to do is to go to the models and enter whatever you want to enter in there. It must have a comma so that you can have them in order that you want. Okay, now let's give it a name. Right click on it and select the variable. I'm going to call it CBO. That would be not. That's fine. Then the next one I'm going to call it CBO games. CBO games, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. And that's it, all taken care of. So now let's come in here. I'm going to change that to txt student ID. The next one will be txt first name. So I guess you guys get the whole idea, so I'm just going to repeat exactly the same thing for this. Txt surname, we have address, txt address, and this is going to be txt mobile, txt mobile, right, and this is already taken care of. Yeah. Okay, that is all the namings taking place. So let's run it and I'll just show you guys how it all looks like. Run. And there we go, guys. That's how the whole system looks right now. So all we then need to do is to start work with some coding. So let's take care of this first. Alright. Now straight to the exit here. Right click on the exits, go to event, action, perform, and right underneath here inside the exit itself, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create an object there. So let's say JFrame, and it's going to be called frame there. Alright, so you see that error, so you can just click on it and import your Java swing there. And in here I'm going to enter frame equals new JFrame. That's the object now. And this new JFrame, let's just give it a name. I'm going to call it exit. Close that there. Now the next thing we want to do is use an if statement. If J option plain dot, let's go for show configuration or show config. Okay, show confirm dialog. Let's enter dialog in there. Show confirm dialog. In there I'm going to open up a bracket, and the object that I've just named, I'm going to call that frame, comma, and this object, let's enter some. The first argument is going to be confirm if you want to exit. There, that's my very first argument. The second argument is going to be the name of my application. I'm going to just call that student management systems. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, there's going to be another argument there. Let's say comma, press enter, and I'm just going to call J options. Paste that in there, and that would be dot yes no options. Okay, so I will then say equals J options but yes no option. Yeah, let's come down here, open up a curly braces, and inside our curly braces, that means if yes is selected, then we want the system to officially exit dot exit. There we go. So that is my exit lines of code taken care of. Alright, save that. Let's go straight into, let's do one thing first. Let me create a database, then we can start work with that. Let's select my database here, and in here, as you can see, I'm using the MySQL workbench. Okay, if you don't have this, you can use PHP Okay, it's the same. The only difference is you don't have to use, if you don't enter password in that, you don't have to use that. You don't need to enter password, but this one you do need a password. So I'm going to select this schema, click on schema, and then I'm just going to give that a name. I'm going to call it student data. Yes, student data, that's fine. I'm just going to copy that, then click on apply, and that's my schema created. Click on apply again, it's successful, and click on finish. There we go. Now right underneath here I should be able to see my database. There we go, that's it right there, this very one. Okay, so I'm going to click on, drop that down, so that's the table. Right click on the table, click on create table, and give your table a name. So I'm going to call it student database as well. That's the name of my table right there. So in here you see this double arrow, drop it down, and now the column, the very first column I'm going to enter in there, that will be, I'm just going to call that ID. And this ID, I'm going to make that let's say the ID is going to be auto increment, right? So automatically to increment anyway. Let's make it a unique number as well. Okay, now underneath here I'm going to enter student ID. Okay, let's say student ID in lowercase. Okay, then followed by the student ID. I'm going to make that primary key as well. It must not be empty, it must be unique for each student. There. Okay, each student must have their own student ID. Now underneath here I'm going to enter first name, then we have surname, address, there, and then we enter the gender. After gender, test, so we enter comment there, and just enter the mobile number to contact the student, and then we enter all of the subjects after the mobile number. The very first subject, that will be math, and underneath let's enter games. Alright, I'm going to speed all of that up and get back to you guys. And finally here I'm just going to enter English right there. There, in total I have 15 fields. There we go. So I leave all of them as character. I'm going to change this student one. I think maybe we should change it to student number, or change it to number as well. Change it to number. Right, there we go, integer. Okay, that's fine. The ID and the student number will be integer. Okay, that is fine. So let's click on apply. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Where is it? Here. Alright, click on apply. We have it all together. That is 15. The table. Alright. Click on apply. That's it. Finish. Right, let's go back to our design. Right, and that is it, all done for that. So I've taken care of the exit, so let's even run that and see how the exit is going to look like. Yeah, if I click on exit there, okay, I'm going to say no, I don't want to exit. So for now, with that, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.